A wealthy woman arrived at her
Would you
husband's
let
company
me
in a
inside
luxury
your
sports car.
head?
Her husband, a successful
Would you
and
let
well-respected
me?
man, instructed his assistant to take
Would
the
you
car for
let
maintenance.
me?
However, the woman offered to drive it herself,
Would you
saying he had
take
nothing
me
else to do. Her
inside
husband,
your
not suspecting anything
breath?
unusual, agreed. But as soon as she
Would you
drove away,
bring
the
me?
woman picked up a young, handsome
Would you
man.
bring
The young
me?
man, clearly her secret lover, pressured her
Would
to
you
give him the
shake
sports
me
car. He
to the
even threatened to break up with
deepest
her if she didn't hand it over.
fight?
Afraid of losing him, she hesitated for a moment before finally giving in and handing him the keys. The young man was overjoyed and, once she was gone, immediately called his friends to celebrate. Meanwhile, the husband and his assistant were on their way back from a business trip when they noticed a group of young men dangerously speeding behind them. It turned out to be the same group the young man was with. One of the punks became angry when he saw another car ahead of them and told the young man to floor it so they could teach the other driver a lesson. At a red light, the young man crashed the luxury car straight into the husband's vehicle. Feeling bold and confident in their numbers, the group aggressively approached the husband's car, knocking on the windows and demanding he get out. Sensing danger, the husband quietly instructed his assistant to call the police. Though clearly frightened, the husband didn't want to appear weak in front of his assistant, so he forced himself to step out of the vehicle. The young men surrounded him and prepared to attack, but the husband tried to reason with them, urging them to settle things peacefully. Instead of fighting, the young man demanded 3 million yuan in compensation for the sports car. That's when the assistant noticed something odd: the license plate. He realized it was the exact same car the husband had gifted his wife. The husband looked at it closely and was dumbfounded. It was indeed his wife's car. Confused, he wondered how the car ended up with a group of punks when his wife had claimed she was taking it in for servicing. Again, the young man pressed him to pay up. The assistant tried to clarify that the car belonged to the husband, but the husband stopped her. He wanted to see how far the young man would go. The punk arrogantly declared that the car was a gift from his girlfriend. He warned the husband to stay out of it unless he wanted trouble with the company. The assistant was stunned. The husband asked the young man what his girlfriend's name was. Without hesitation, the young man blurted out the name. It was the husband's wife. Both the husband and the assistant were shocked. At that moment, they realized the woman had betrayed him and had been involved with this young man all along. Still demanding compensation, the young man threatened that if the husband didn't pay up, things would get worse once his girlfriend arrived. The husband, furious, challenged him, "Fine, call her." Just as the situation was about to escalate, police sirens blared in the distance. The traffic enforcement unit arrived on the scene. After reviewing surveillance footage and dashcam recordings, the officers determined that the young man and his friends had been recklessly tailgating and were entirely at fault for the crash. The young man began to panic. He quickly called the woman, begging her to come fix the situation and saying the car didn't even have insurance. Meanwhile,